Today I'm going to show you how to edit your still life picture for drawing. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up Adobe Photoshop and click Edit, which is the orange circle. Once the program loads, you're ready to go. Along the top of the program, you're going to find the word File and drag it down to open. And you may have saved your picture in your OneDrive, you may have saved it on your desktop, but wherever you saved your picture in your camera roll, you're going to find your picture and you're going to click on it to open. Now I took a couple pictures, one's simpler, one's more complicated, and one's sort of in the middle, because I wanted to give myself options. So I'm going to open up the picture I want to use. Now, right now, my picture doesn't fill the page, and you want to do that for a good still life composition. So I want to crop my image. In the side toolbar, I can find the crop tool. And every time you click on a tool, the options show up along the top. So for aspect ratio, what you want to do is you want to crop this to 8 by 10. Now, mine says width is 10 inches, the height is 8 inches. That's going to work for my picture. But if you have a picture that's more vertical and you want the opposite, you can just click these arrows and it will switch it so that it's opposite. So now I'm ready to crop. I'm going to click on a corner and I'm going to drag to create my box. And I'm going to move it around until I'm happy with it. So right now I've got sort of a plain background, which is what I want. Okay, and I want to adjust the spacing a little bit, so I can do that by moving this around, but if I want a little more control, I can always use the arrow keys as well. Okay, so once I'm happy with my crop, I can click the green arrow. If I wasn't happy, I could always click the red circle and go back and do it again. Okay, so now I've got my image cropped. It's a much stronger composition. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to change this. It's going to be easier since we're drawing it in black and white. When we're using pencil, it's going to be easier if you have a black and white image to look at. So along the top, I can go to Image and down to Mode, and then over to Grayscale. Discard color information, okay. And now I've got my image in grayscale. What I want to do is I do want to increase the contrast and the brightness a little bit because I think it'll be easier to see some of the differences in values. So along the top, if I go up to Enhance, Adjust Lighting, Brightness, Contrast, I'm going to increase the brightness just a little bit. Okay, and you know this can be a personal choice. It's not a certain number, just sort of whatever works for you. And I'm going to also increase the contrast a little bit. So I can see I've got some more differences in my picture. So as I look, I wouldn't want it too light, but I can see some of the differences as I go through. Okay, when you're happy with it, you're going to click OK. Now you're ready to save your image. So if I say File, Save As, because I don't want to save the information on top of my original photo. I want to keep my original photo. So I'm going to say before it was SL2, I'm going to say SL2 black white. Okay. Now, right now the format is a JPEG, so I probably would keep it a JPEG, but if it says Photoshop, you're going to want to change it to JPEG. It's the top JPEG. Do not save to JPEG 2000. You will not be able to open it. So JPEG, or you could also save it to a PNG file, either one. So I'm going to keep this on the top JPEG. I'm going to say Save, and I'll also have to say OK. Now at this point, what I can do is I can now upload this to Schoology. So you'll want to upload it to Schoology so that you can get credit for having taken your picture, created a good composition with an appropriate number of objects, with overlapping, having some variety. You also will get credit for cropping it and turning it to black and white in Photoshop as well. So this week we're just having the photograph, and next week we'll begin drawing. So go ahead, make sure your image is saved and upload it to Schoology, and you'll be ready to go for next week. Thank you.